Well, Wakpala is part of a greater cluster, and of course this has been that cluster has been identified by the Regional Baha'i Council as a priority cluster. And the reason why it's a priority cluster is because of the fact that it's so representative of many clusters throughout that geographic region that are predominantly, if not nearly 100% native, indigenous, and so this is a special population. And the strategy that we've come up with is to focus, in terms of needs, as you mentioned, focus on the children's classes, and especially the junior youth. So these are the two core activities that are most, and these two core activities are really the portal through which all the other development, progress, advancement in the two essential movements is taking place. So this is what I'm here for at NEBY, I'm kind of on special assignment, actually institutional assignment as an assistant for the auxiliary board member to just try to identify some youth, really anybody that could help us with these, especially children's classes and junior youth activities. It's not any of us that attach importance to this, but he was in the Tablets of Divine Plan. Abdul Baha says, when he addressed, North Americans received the tablets, which is a spiritual mandate, the mandate for the spiritualization of the planet, not only for the generation then, but for all the future generations. But it was the master himself that in the Tablets of Divine Plan, he says, you must attach great importance to these Indians. You see, that's what he says. You must attach great importance, and of course then he went on to elaborate why, and we can go into that, but that's quite lengthy. It's not grandiose, but if one or two youth, preferably two, could come and commit to like 1 or 2 years, it would be very good, because it's so different from other communities. I think a lot of people may be aware that the native population is the only rural-based population in North America. And it's quite different from other communities, like the community where I live in Wakpala, right there. It's a small community, and it's not like other communities where, maybe, I don't know, like suburbs or something, where you're living there, and then your neighbors, you may or may not know them that well, you see. But see, now, like where I live, the people in that community, they've been together for like 30 or 40,000 years, And so, so everybody's connected, they may not all get along, but there's, it's not for lack of history together. It's just like generation. So everybody knows each other. It's an amazing dynamic. But I'm saying all that not to derail the focus, but just to say that continuity is of the utmost significance. Continuity, in other words, people don't forget. Mm-hmm. People don't forget. Just like this youth we had from Perth, he was there for 8 months, and the people just fell in love with him. People started having dreams about him. And this one, my one neighbor, he lost his son a few years ago, and so then his boys, they took to him so much, to this youth. His name is James Bell. He was back in Australia now, but he adopted him for his son. And just gave him all these precious things that belonged to his son, and it's just very touching. And that's just one example, So in other words, it's of the utmost importance to have this continuity at least 1 or 2 years. You see, yeah. There's an LSA there.
Okay, great.
There's an LSA there, and they can be reached. I've got the contact information,
okay, we'll get
and
that.
Also I think it's really good to reach the auxiliary board member too. His name is Timothy Crawford. And
okay.
And so he also serves on the Regional Training Institute board, which is also another institution that oversees that area.